Okay guys, so this is going to be a pretty quick video because I've already tried to shoot it twice and my mother keeps walking in the door and I really don't see a need for my mother to be on YouTube. I don't see it. So this is BJD Prompt number 2, take 3. Fear, which is very easy for me to talk about because I have those. Everybody has fears. Let's start with the minor fears. Staining. Nobody likes it when their doll stains. She has a stain on the back of her leg right now, and I don't know where it came from, so I'm just going to buff it out. It comes out really easily. It's not her clothing, luckily, because Doll Heart, which is where this is from, in the previous video I said her outfit was from Doll Zone. That was a mistake. Her outfit is from Doll Heart. More expensive, but, you know, worth every penny. So it doesn't stain. It's very high quality in my experience. But when there is a stain, like from dirt or something or along those lines, it most of the time buffs right out, but I get really fearful of the ones that won't buff right out. So that's one minor fear. Another fear is dolls hitting the floor. Dolls and floor, doll plus floor, bad. Bad idea. Bad floor. No, it does not work. I had an experience where I was trying to stand her in her new shoes, which she stands beautifully, by the way, but I didn't set her upright, and she fell on the floor. I'm very lucky that this floor is carpet, and I had pillows laid out under her out of pure luck because I had been making my bed. So, luckily, when she hit the floor, nothing happened except her head popped off, and I had a freak out thinking that she chipped or her S-hook broke or something weird happened. Luckily, her head just decided to fall off, so it just popped right back on, and she was fine, not a scuff, not a scratch. She was absolutely fine. But that's a big fear of mine, is her hitting the floor in a place where it's not concrete, or not carpet, it's concrete, or it's hardwood. Bad idea. So that's one of my fears. The other fear I have is modifying my dolls on my own. I had an instant where her cap, in her head cap, the magnet, came out. And I was like, oh, no big deal, I'll just glue it back in. Big whoop. I glued it back in upside down, so it wouldn't stay on. They were like, it was pushing the head cap off. It was upside down. So I had to sand the magnet out of her head. I had to take one of those drill sanders and sand it out of her head, and I was having a freak out the whole time. Not happy. Luckily, it's in a place where you can't see it. It doesn't have to be gorgeous. It's inside her head. But I don't want to do that to my doll, but I had to. So, don't like modding. Maybe I'll mod one after I've had practice modding dolls, and we'll see how that goes. But if it's an extreme mod, I'll ship it to someone who's pro at that. Not like me. I have a fear of doing my own face-ups, though I want to try it. I guess you shouldn't be fearful of doing your own face-ups. I mean, you do it, and then if you don't like it, you clean it off. So it shouldn't bother me or anything, but it, you know, you have vision in your head, and if it doesn't go out the way you want it to, you throw a temper tantrum, I can talk, in your mind. Anyway, so those are my minor fears. My big fear, however, is taking my dolls out in public. I don't like to be the center of attention. I don't like everybody to look at me and, you know, have all their eyes on me and judge me. It's probably a reason why I don't like to make YouTube videos. I mean, I'm more comfortable now after my first one, and after getting good positive feedback from people, but after, like, in traditional circumstances, I don't really like to be the center of attention. Though I'm okay with it, it's in an instant like this, where it's a weird hobby that's not mainstream, that is when I get fearful. I don't like the looks that I get when I take my doll in public. I don't like the comments I get. I mean, my friends have no problem with it. They love the looks. They love the people who are looking at them like, what the hell are you doing? We took Anna Maria to the train tracks, which I will show you on my DeviantArt. The pictures turned out awesome. I was really happy with them, especially because I just used my iPhone camera. So it was great, especially with like her dress and everything. She has that kind of, help me, don't tie me to the train tracks kind of look. So the photo shoot was great. But while doing the photo shoot, some people were walking on the bridge and you got comments of, what the heck are you doing, grow up, things like that that are just mean and unnecessary. I sometimes make excuses so people won't judge me, like say things like, it's a school project, or I make up a lie so people will keep walking and I don't have to explain it to them. But my friends are all about explaining it, like, oh, this is the hobby, these are BJDs, they're from Japan, do you want to hold it? I'm just like mortified. I'm like, get me out of here. We went to a restaurant after a BJD meet because we went to a picnic, and the picnic was a lot of fun. Nobody really paid us any mind, so I liked it. We got together, and there were a bunch of people doing their own thing, so nobody bothered us or asked what we were doing. So that was fine. After, everyone was like, oh, let's go to sushi, and I was like, okay. I couldn't leave Anna Maria in the car, and I couldn't leave Anna Maria at a friend's house because I was leaving straight after sushi. So I took her inside, and we all took our dolls inside. And these teen girls came up, and they were actually very nice, but they were like, not to be rude, but what are you guys doing? What is this? And my friend, I was just like, I put my head down, and I was all, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. I did not want to explain it, but my friends were all about, once again, explaining it, asked if they wanted to hold their dolls. I was like, oh my god, get me out of here right now. And then the girls were like, oh, and they left enlightened, and they were very nice. My friend explained it to me to kind of, like, console me, was, like, don't be afraid to tell people what you do. They leave with a little bit more knowledge about different things. And that really helped me kind of cope with taking her outside, but it's still a challenge. That's my number one fear, is being judged. I'm working on that. I'm working on my self-esteem so that doesn't happen, but I really fear people and what they say sometimes, so I try to just pick my head up and go, okay, well, not everybody's gonna like you, so just buck up. So those are my fears. I don't really have any others that I can think of, except for, the standard, doll being stolen, things like that. Things that everybody would be afraid of. And, yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you, prompt number 2, so next time you see me, I'll probably be doing prompt number 4, because I believe prompt number 3 is about backstories. My only doll with a backstory is Kit, and he's not done yet. When he's done, I want to be able to hold him and tell you about him and his backstory, because it's a little extensive. He's the only doll I've ever had that I had a character in mind for him when I bought him. Other dolls, I buy the doll and then I make a backstory for him. So he was my only OC that I've made. I'm going to work on making more OCs, but more on that later. So I'll probably skip to prompt number 4, and then you'll find out about Kit a little later. I know some of you commented and you're excited about learning about him, which is really cool. Thank you. Thank you for the support. And yeah, that's all I got for you. So later.